The other day, I was heading north to Annesburg from Santini, of course, and I stumbled across this mission with a question mark. I decided to take a look at it.
Excuse me, bud.
What?
Listen, bit of a weird question, but do you know where I might find some moonshine?
What?
Moonshine. You know, strong liquor. Over strong.
Wow, you want to get over drunk?
No, it's not for drinking.
What is it for?
I just need some.
Well, as luck would have it, you are in the legal hooch capital of America. There's plenty of real booze here. But for shine, well, I'm guessing you'd need to go out into the woods. I mean, I know you'd have to go out into the woods.
Now listen, I don't need that much.
How much?
About 100 gallons.
Of shine?
Yes, thereabouts.
Why?
Oh, all right, I'm trying. I'm building a machine. A machine of love.
100 gallons of hooch and love's gonna come pretty cheap.
Please, friend. I'll pay. Just bring it here. It's for a good cause.
Well, if anyone knows who's moving that kind of shine, it'll be that stagecoach guy in Rhodes.
Alden is this clerk who works in a city called Rhodes. And the thing about Alden is you can talk to him. If you have money with you, he is willing to take bribes for a tip. So if you got some money, he will give you a tip.
Need something more specific this time. A wagon full of moonshine.
Well, you might just be in luck.
I knew I picked the right feller to speak to.
The note Alden gave me read, "Bridge in Blue Water Marsh, north of Saint-Denis. Look for a wagon coming south. Should be carrying a load of moonshine bottles in the back. Drive careful with it. Signed, X." I knew where I had to go. Once I had finally arrived at the bridge, I decided to set up an ambush with my carbine rifle. Deadeye was the plan. The only problem was I couldn't quite get them all in one shot. Not quite. After a bunch of shots, it took me a little while to catch my bearings, but I figured out where those shots were coming from and took out the last guard. Now that this challenging ordeal was over, it was time to bring the moonshine to the professor and collect my payday, or so I thought. Now, I had to be careful with this precious cargo. Didn't want to go too fast. Didn't want to crash. I had to bring it to the professor to get that payday.
You're a wonderful man. Wonderful.
You got my money?
It's for a very good cause. My name is Professor Andrew Bell III. Perhaps you've heard of me.
Can't say that I have.
Oh, I'm an inventor. Maybe you've read about me.
I don't read much.
Oh, well, that's too bad. Oh, yes.
You got my money?
Oh, well, it is the most wonderful invention, friend. Oh, you, sir, have done a great deed.
All I've done is get some creep a lot of drink.
Creepers. Excellent. No, nonsense. Now, you've helped me develop the most humane machine imaginable. A way to induce calmness to our most troubled souls. A way to end the barbarity of a public hanging. Oh, so humane.
What are you talking about?
The electric chair.
What?
See, it's a chair full of electricity. It's quite fascinating. It calmly and peacefully dispatches the sinners to face judgment. Yes, judgment. Yeah.
Where is it?
Well, it's in my laboratory. The next thing I need is a demonstration. A public one. Huh. Do you know the police chief?
As well as anyone.
Oh, wonderful. perhaps you can encourage him to let me demonstrate the chair. It will help bring this town into the next century. Yes, could you do that?
The next part of my agenda was heading down to the Santini police station, where I could get a permit to do this. What I didn't know is that permits were not free. They cost a little bit of money. In fact, when I got inside, they wanted $100 for the fee. Now, I guess I could have negotiated, but I just wanted to get this part of the mission done with.
Can I help you with something?
Chief, I'm representing the inventor of a humane execution machine, an electric chair, and he wants to demonstrate his invention here.
Ah, I'm familiar with the man and his work. Tell you what, I'll give you a permit, but it's gonna cost you $100 in fees.
Okay, well, the price is fair. Here you go.
And here, sir, is your permit. Pending the usual formalities, of course, such as finding a suitable candidate for humane dispatchment.
I'll tell that to the professor.
Good luck.
So now I had to go back and see Professor Bell. I was a little agitated at this point because I had spent $100 and had not seen any money yet. Hopefully there would be a big payday somewhere in this mission.
Ah, hello, friend.
Hello, Professor...
Andrew Bell the Third.
That's it. So, the chief says you can test out your machine, pending the usual formalities.
And what are they?
Finding a suitable, subject.
Ah, funny you should mention. This fella here, he seems sturdy enough, and he's guilty as sin.
Wilson J McDaniels, wanted for murder, bigamy, and immoral animal husbandry. What's that?
The mind shudders. Here, find him for me, and help me put him out of his misery.
The wanted poster for Wilson J. McDaniels offered a $95 reward. The challenge was finding him. According to the paper, he was somewhere in the Grizzlies. Where exactly? I did not know. What I did know is it was going to be tough because they wanted him alive. That's right, they wanted him alive. Couldn't just quick shoot him. I had to capture him alive, and that meant using a lasso.
Why, this is all coming together wonderfully. The final piece of the puzzle. Off you go and fetch the man. His kindly and noble executioner awaits. Never shall a man have been so humanely dispatched as this poor wretch McDaniels. Please assure him of that. I have only a few more adjustments to make. Please hurry with our subject. Science awaits him. He's a lucky man, this Mr. McDaniels. He'll have a place in the history books.
Finally, after a bunch of searching, I was able to locate Mr. McDaniels and his camp. That's right, he had protection. So I had to take all the protection out and then figure out a way to capture McDaniels alive. This was not going to be easy at all. But I had been battle tested before, and I knew how to use the terrain. The question was, could I get McDaniels alive? I decided to focus on one guard at a time and see what I could do.
move in!
Arms ready.
I thought I had Mr. McDaniels isolated, and then some things changed. All of a sudden, this other guard comes out of nowhere that I didn't see. Okay, got him. Time to lasso. Come back here, McDaniels. Come back here. That didn't work. Oh boy. Chasing on foot never is effective. I had to come up with a plan. I didn't really want to do this. I really didn't. But I had to stop him. I had to stop him. So then and there, I decided, shoot the horse. I'd never liked shooting horses in this game. But it was the only way I could lasso Mr. McDaniels. The only way that I seen to catch him without having to replay this mission again.
Now, mister. Come on.
And it worked.
I got a special treat for you.
Goddamn government cat's paw.
After whistling for my horse, I was prepared for another long ride back to Santini. But I figured I would enjoy the conversation.
Up you get.
Take me to damn court then.
Mr. McDaniels was about to be in for a big surprise.
This ain't America. We ain't free no more. Can't raise no animals, take no wives. All I did was graze my livestock. Married them that needed marrying, and killed any that tried to stop it. I ain't wrong. It's you that's wrong. We was trying to live free. You came along and laid waste. Take me in, just take me to the jailhouse.
You know, you ain't going to court. You ain't going to jail either. I'm taking you to a professor I know.
What in hell are you talking about?
You're a lucky man, mister. You get to be part of a great experiment.
Shut up!
Huh? You ain't gonna die needlessly is what I mean. Nope. Your death's gonna be an important step in the advancement of human knowledge.
What the hell are you saying, mister?
This professor, Andrew Bell III, I believe he said. He's a little odd, maybe harebrained, but I got no reason to doubt the quality of his work.
What's this damn professor got to do with anything?
Well, he wants to try this new electricity chair on you to kill you. Humane.
No!
Yeah. Well, he's gonna strap you into this contraption and run a large electric current through your system. Got something to do with moonshine. Don't quite know what. I guess that's why he's a professor and I'm the bounty catcher. But as I said, I can pass on his assurance that this is a most humane way to go. It'll be just like, well, like switching off a light.
They wouldn't let you do this to me. They wouldn't.
Oh, they would. And we got a permit and everything. You was in animal husbandry, am I right? Well, you ever seen lightning strike livestock, Mr. McDaniels? Now, I ain't ever seen the actual impact, but I came across the pasture sometime after. The storm had just cleared and there was smoke in the air, the smell of burning hair.
No.
There must have been a dozen head of cattle, lying there, piled up, mangled. Strange scars across their backs, legs, and necks. It's half like they was burned, and half like the skin was ripped off.
No!
Eyes bleeding. Some of them popped out.
No!
If I hadn't seen the storm, well, I would have thought some devil caused that mischief. But no, sir. It was lightning. Electricity does something, all right. I seen trees explode in front of me. I seen desert sand baked into glass. That's what I seen lightning do. But, you know, hey, this electricity professor's got planned for you, that must be of an entirely different kind.
After conversing with Mr. McDaniels on the long ride, I was starting to wear down. Maybe even letting my guard down a little. All I had to do was take this guy back and collect my money, right? No. There's always a twist. Always a twist in this game, and it comes from out of nowhere sometimes, when you least expect it. Yep, that's right. Those moonshiners that I borrowed moonshine from, they didn't like me. And unfortunately, I did not have a fast horse. So I would need to dispose of them another way. One more. Well, I was able to protect my cargo, fortunately. Now, all I had to do was head back to Santini and drop off this cargo and, of course, collect my reward.
Hey, gone? I'm sorry about that, McDaniels. You all right? Uh-huh. Yeah, me too. Well, you'll be happy to know we ain't got far to go. Hold on tight now. Here, I got him. Well, here we are. The professor will be real pleased to meet you.
No! Bring him to me.
Come on. Don't be shy now. Let's go.
At first, I was a little confused as to where to drop Mr. McDaniels off, but eventually I figured it out. I did feel a little weird walking past it, but like I said, I figured it out.
What are you waiting for?
We're going for a walk.
Get him into position.
Now, where's my money?
Money?
Yeah, for all the running around I've been doing.
Oh, well, once they buy my humane electric ending facilitator, there'll be money enough for you, sir.
Well, let's hope.
All right, let's get our poor unfortunate ready for the demonstration. Oh, do come and watch. It'll be amazing. Come along.
I decided to follow the professor afterwards in his little prison cart to see, what might happen if I could catch the end of this mission. At this point, it became apparent to me that the professor was going to take a little bit of time to set this contraption up. It also became apparent that Mr. McDaniels wasn't going anywhere anytime soon, so I decided to take a little break and come back at a later date, hoping to catch the show. The wait had taken a little bit longer than I had anticipated. However, I came back a few days later and got lucky. I had a chance to watch history be made.
Careful, lady.
There. You're going to be in a better place. Stay calm. Breathe deep and repent, for you will be moved to a better realm. Ladies and gentlemen, behold the calm removal of this man's existence! troubled, but his passing is peaceful.
Kill him already.
Somebody shoot me, please.
Oh, let's get up. You don't seem overly humane to me.
I think it's mighty fine.
Apparently, the professor had some technical difficulties and was not going to be around to pay me what I had put into it. That was unfortunate for me, but there was always the loot option. What would this guy yield? What would I get from him? The answer was not very much. I did get a document, though. Kind of a cool document. One of those extra things about this game. And of course, that wraps up the mission. I am signing out. Thank you for watching.